Back to the Giga we go. Let's see what we have in store today. All right, all right. Oh yeah, we're in good shape. I don't think this will ever get old. All right, guys, welcome back to the Giga Haul. This is part 24. I got a bunch of stuff here, very excited to get into, and as per usual, it will be segmented into multiple parts. So as the video goes on, days will pass, I'll get new stuff in, and we'll record, a couple different parts for this haul. And I don't know when this will be uploaded, probably sometime in January, but right now I'm recording this December 16th. Giga Haul Part 23 comes out on the 26th of December. So yeah, we're definitely getting ahead of the game, and I like that. I love being ahead of schedule. So let's just rock and roll and start with this little birthday gift that I got. My birthday is December 9th, so I got this a week ago. And my mom always gets me the Hallmark Disney Cars ornament for my birthday. It's tradition. But Hallmark made a very odd decision, in my opinion, this year. Not only are the cars not Christmasified, which usually they are. It's either, like McQueen with a Christmas hat or whatever. They're miniatures. They are mini ornaments, so I don't really understand the thought process there. But yeah, you have Fabulous Hudson Hornets, Sally and Ramon, Radiator Springs Pals, as they call it. A keepsake. 2023. So I will open this. Why not? I don't think I'll be hanging this on my big tree. They would literally get lost in our tree. But I would like to see, oh my goodness gracious, they are so tiny. Holy cow. Oh, Sally's got a nice little expression looking off to the side there. And there is Doc. Incorrect wheels, but Mattel's made that mistake before themselves, so don't feel too bad, Hallmark. And Ramon, the classic purple version, also with a nice expression looking to the side. So not really sure what I'll do with these. They are kind of cool in the sense that you don't even have to, I probably won't even consider these Christmas ornaments because they aren't Christmasified. You could just hang these around your display as a non-Christmas type item, an evergreen type of thing that just kind of adds to the ambiance of your collection. I think that's actually a pretty good idea. So stuff that back into the box. Definitely not as nice as it once was. I have a bunch of factory customs here that I want to get into. And let's start with this Ryan Inside Laney. So as you guys remember from the last Giga Haul, there was a bunch of factory custom NextGens and a couple trainees and whatnot. So just kind of expanding off of that, and probably the last ones it seems that they've been doing, unless they surprise here's my fast falling next shift will rush type thing, but kind of seems like these are the last ones. Ryan Inside Laney, probably the worst of the bunch, just because he's one of the easiest to get next gens as it is, so why go out of your way to get a fake, right? But he does have a nice kind of Spectre Flame, not really, but a sparkly orange color to him. The big eyes, kind of metallic wheels there. Made in China, doesn't say Mattel on the base there. Yeah, this one's alright for sure. I just got it to have all of them, not because I really think he'll add much to my collection. This one though, not really actually. This one's one of the older ones. The factory custom Aiden, Sadiq, and Kristoff just came out, whereas this one's been around for a while. I just finally grabbed it. Gabriel, he's got some really scary, creepy eyes there, and just a slightly different coat of paint than the real deal would have, and a different font on that Rust-eze Racing Star 049 text. Yep, especially right there. I know that's a different font. So again, just out of the sake of having all of them for completion, I bought this guy finally. But this is the one that I probably would be most excited about. Jonas Carver's, the No Stall Next Gen from Cars 3. He definitely looks the most different. He's got black wheels. I think that's how he actually has. But if you were to do a side-by-side comparison, this one is going to look a lot more like the, I think, Tomica version I know is darker, but it has this brown on it, which is really not on the Mattel version all that much. This is a distinct, weird, poop brown color. I hate to paint that picture, but that is the color. Maybe chocolate. How about Hershey's chocolate? That sounds a little bit better. But yeah, definitely the most different looking factory custom of these three. I do like the red paint again. It has a little bit of a sparkle to it. No stall, 1, 2, 3. So yeah, nothing too crazy there, but we'll see if they do any more. I did predict that they would do a JP drive because they could easily copy the Tomica version, which we know that they are very prone to doing, copying Tomica's releases. And here we have a Mercari purchase that's kind of out of left field, but it's one that I've been wanting, and it is this Dinoco Lightning McQueen color changer that goes from blue to black, and hopefully he is permanently in this black state because obviously that is the alternative color. Blue is his normal color, and he just looks super cool in my opinion as the shade of dark blue, black, whatever you want to call it. And even though he's not in perfect condition, good enough for me. Color changers, once they are loose, it's hard to get them in mint condition because they chip so easily, and just the way they're created, they kind of have a weird patina and whatnot. But yeah, this guy looks awesome, and we'll definitely be happy adding him to the Color Changers collection, which is now displayed. Never used to be, but I was coaxed into displaying my Color Changers, and yeah, you guys saw him in the collection video. Here we have Dexter Hoover with green flag. I wanted to grab this guy. I only have one in the package from 2023, and it's on US card, and I saw that someone up in a town about 30 minutes north of me on eBay was selling the international version, which I would assume he found at Meijer because that's the only place they've been available, unless he bought it in the UK and decided to sell it on eBay. But I doubt that. It definitely came from Meijer. I have not been able to find this one at Meijer, even though I did find finally the Quadratorcasar and the Westflampus at Meijer. Oddly, they were the only two Case K cars at the store at the time, along with a near full Case M, just a complete phenomenon of an experience. I'll probably talk about it in a future video, and you'll see it in the Hunt episode 27. But yes, I just wanted to get this. It was pretty reasonable, and I just kind of feel a little bit more complete now having this one on international card as well. Kind of taking a liking to international packagings lately. And yeah, kind of an underrated release of the year. But is he though? Because he's been released a ton over the last few years. But he looks good, except for the choking hazard up there. Here's something I found at that exact store I was just describing, that Meijer, where I found the Westflampus and the Quadratorcasar. Decided not to put them in the Giga haul, at least right now, because they're just repeats of stuff you've seen before. I don't want to be that guy who just shows like, hey, I bought another one of these, and I bought another one. But obviously I'm going to buy those dinosaurs because they're super rare, especially the Westflampus right now. But I did find this really cool. I don't know if you would call this an air, but just kind of a weird byproduct of maybe a couple mistakes, because there's this flake of cardboard. It's like a hook shape. It almost is like would kind of fit in here as if it was going to be punched out, which it very well maybe could have been. And you can see it's like the same material. It's got the shaded or kind of like the flat side that you see on the back here, and I would assume the side that is kind of glued to the card here is going to be glossy. I really don't want to take it off, Man, it's hard to show you guys what's on the other side, but it does seem like it is glossy on the other side. So really interesting how that got affixed onto the front of the card here. Super cool though. I've never really seen an air like this before. So I wanted to grab this, and yep, on the international card as well. Everything Meijer's been getting in lately, Case K and Case M, they've been international cases. Super weird because let's be real, Canada and Australia don't even get in international packagings anymore. So that really only leaves the UK as a major, in Europe in general, as major locations to get in international packagings. And now Meijer, right? It's so weird. Anyways, getting to, well, actually, before we get to that stuff, I do want to quickly show you guys some Hot Wheels that I got at a comic book store. So the latest wave of Marvel character cars, and you guys know it's my ultimate Hot Wheels series I collect. I get a few Hot Wheels, but I make sure I get every Marvel character car. And the latest wave has taken forever to hit stores. It seems like it still hasn't hit Walmart or Target. At least I have not found them there. And I was thinking about buying them online, but I found them at a comic book store, and they were $7, right? So that's like $2.50, $3 more than at Target. So that kind of stings, but I want to support the local comic book store. It's important to keep that going. And I was like, I'm tired of looking for these. I'm just going to bite the bullet now and grab them. So here you have Rocket Raccoon from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, even though he's not any different from the previous release. And same with Groot, although I'm a little disappointed that they did not really do anything different to him, because in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, he is very different, you know? Obviously, he went from Guardians of the Galaxy 1 Big Groot to Baby Groot, which they did a character car of many times. And now he is basically grown up Baby Groot. So he's a different character from the original Groot, which is this. This is the original Groot car that they released way back in 2014 for the first movie. Even though he looks different, he's a different character. He's bigger, he's thicker, you know what I mean? He's a big boy Groot. King Groot. So yeah, I kind of wish they did something a little bit different, but I always have liked the kind of flatbed style they did Groots, like Stu Scattershields. But yeah, cool stuff. I really wish, it does seem like they've kind of given up on the Marvel character cars, if I'm being honest. They don't do as many of them as they used to, and the ones that they do seem just so random, and they don't come out in, you know, they don't come out in collaboration really anymore with the movies. Like, they come out at such random times. Like, the Wakanda Forever ones came out probably, you know, they came out at a decent time, but the Multiverse of Madness ones and the Thor Love and Thunder 1 were way late. These are all super late. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse came out in May, Guardians of the Galaxy and the beginning of May. And so, well, I think Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse was actually early June. So it feels weird now that they're doing all these. I'm not a big fan of how they're handling the line at this point in the game, and I just wish they did more and they were a little bit more consistent with it. But anyways, this is definitely the best of the new wave. It's actually a new character, Spider-Punk from Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. He had some funny lines in the movie, although I did think, I don't know, I wasn't a humongous fan of his character, but I don't know, it's kind of, I'm still thinking about it. I love the movie, though. The movie's absolutely fantastic, and this is a really cool car. I love the spikes that they put on him to represent the spikes on like his leather jacket and on his head there. So yeah, really cool. And a new release for once. And they did do 3 for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Kind of strange that they didn't do the main character. Very strange, actually. You have Spider-Man 2099 here, who they had done long ago, just from the comic book. So I think this might be a slightly different, paint job here. Yeah, they do designate this as new, but they have done a comic book version of Spider-Man 2099 in the past. So it's not as new, as exciting as Spider-Punk in my opinion, but he does look still much more accurate to the movie version in terms of coloring and whatnot. It looks pretty cool. I don't like those wheels though, and they've been using them all over the place. But yeah, they didn't do Miles Morales this time around, which I think is pretty odd. They did Spider-Gwen, though, who a lot of people would say this is her first release, but technically not. They put her in a 5-pack exclusive to Amazon, and she was also in like the Pop-Out kind of weapon series. I think there was like a Wolverine in that one as well. So yeah, this is pretty cool. I like this one for sure. I do like the wheels and all that. The pink base is sweet. But yeah, they know she's not new because she's not. So that's good. But yeah, weird they didn't do Miles Morales, but they have done him a bunch. And then yeah, also this, which is even more late than those other ones, because Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania came out in February, so don't really understand it. Plus such a pointless release because it's regular Ant-Man. We've seen him a billion times. Don't know why they didn't do Kang. That would have been much better, I think. They should have definitely done Kang. Would have been cool in his costume. But that's all. Actually, no. At the same comic book store, I found a couple of regular Hot Wheels. They had this Air here. It is this 10 Camaro SS, but in a, like, this is like a Honda Civic, right? Is that what that says? I don't know. I think it says Civic there. Yeah, it is a Honda Civic, an older Honda Civic. And a lot of people would probably pass this up because you see orange and you see orange and it checks out in your mind. It's like, all right, that works. You can pass. You could pass through my brain. But no, I saw it. I knew because I had just seen a regular Camaro, like an accurate one, and I saw the decal on the side. And then I thought, oh, it's an Air because he doesn't have the decal on the side. But then I realized it's just a completely different car altogether. So I grabbed that. And I also just love these coupe clips here. You know, you open these up. I haven't actually opened one of these up yet, but I intend on doing it. I intend on doing it in a video of some sort. I have the black and gold version I want to open, but I picked up the blue and red version, which I think looks way cooler. But yeah, would love to open one of these up and actually use it. I really don't know how it works, and I'm excited to find out. All right, let's get into the stuff that's come in the mail. Well, all those factory customs and the McQueen did, but getting into some, I'd say, a little bit more exciting stuff here. We have a Christmas Cruiser Ramon from the 2008-2009 Storytellers. Yeah, it was all 2009. 2009 Storytellers collection. Just so cool. This packaging is amazing. However, annoying as all get out to a store because of how oddly shaped it is. It's like we don't want to damage this kind of shell around it, but it does have a blister. So it is really weird, and man, that's kind of gross in there. There's some gnarliness in there. But yeah, on the front, yeah, everything looks beautiful, and it is on a pretty good card. I just love the animation style, the cartoon style, the drawing almost, yeah, aesthetic they went for this, and the Storytellers as a whole. And it's kind of weird that they lumped the Christmas stuff into that for a period of time. But yeah, I guess Mater Saves Christmas, technically part of the Storytellers. Collector series. That really, it should have the apostrophe on the outside of the S there, but we'll let that slide. Christmas Cruiser Ramon, and you have Reindeer Mater there. I don't know. I don't think I have any of the other ones. Maybe Sheriff. North Pole, Ornament Valley. That's pretty cool. I like the little description they gave there. Yeah, see, they don't say on the cover of the book that's a part of the Storytellers, so it was a little bit of a stretch for sure, and you could see inside there. They really went to the effort of making these packagings very all-inclusive. But yeah, you have Snow Day Sally, Holiday Spirit Sheriff, Holiday Hotshot Light McQueen, Ramon, and Decked Out Doc Hudson for Collect Them All. Kind of weird that there's no Mater to be had on there. But yeah, there is that. Pretty excited. That probably will find its way on display. And in here, we have a bunch of packing peanuts, which I absolutely hate. This is something I grabbed on eBay for a pretty good price the other day. I was like, I know this car is going to get overlooked because no one really cares about her, but she is super rare on this packaging because of the way that the case she was in was distributed. Maybe you guys can take a guess. And it is none other than Donna Pitts on 2023 card. On 2022 card, she's not rare at all. You know, she's got the white box behind the blister. But this version is going to be super rare because she's only in case L, one per case L. Let's think case L only was at Target stores in the US in full. Walmart got in case L, but it did not include Donna Pitts. Okay, so very, very limited at Target. A couple others on her same level would be Jay Schuster and Greg Candyman, none of which were included in any other 2023 case. So yeah, there you go. All three of those are going to be super rare, but kind of swept under the rug because of the fact that there are, re-releases, and two of which have been released from Thailand before. Jay Schuster will probably be rare of the three of them. But yeah, I wanted to grab this. And on the back there, you have, two of the victims I was just talking about, Johnny Blamer, Fillmore, Dexter Hoover, who we showed, and Lizzie. Now, it's so funny to me. Johnny Blamer really caught, a good break because he was in Case J, okay? And the Walmart version of Case J does have him. Wait, no. No, never mind. No, the Walmart version of Case J doesn't have him, okay? But the Walmart version of Case L does. So he is in Case L, okay? Misty Motorcrass, who was released in Case J with him, they were buddies from the start, just got completely cut out of the picture. Case J was never distributed to Targets in the US. Of course, the Walmart version of it doesn't have her either, and she doesn't appear in another case. So it's like two cars starting off as equals, and then Johnny Blamer just ends up being just the way more prevalent one. Super easy to find, at least for me, and I know a bunch of others at USA Walmart stores. But yeah, there is that. All right, and I have one more item here before we'll hit the next segment, and it's a big one. It's in this huge box. You guys saw at the beginning of the video that it's so big I can't put on the table. But here is the item. Something that I really shouldn't be buying because I don't have the space for it. Really have no idea where this guy's going to end up. Probably in storage, unfortunately. But one day when I have a house of my own and I can display all my collection full, I promise you, this will be displayed along with everything else. If I can get all the bubble wrap off of it. It is, oh man, look at that reflection. Team Leakless in the hauler form. Of course, there's the other Team Leakless, crew chief and the 3 pitties, toolbox and tires. This, though, is the Target exclusive hauler pitty and racer set. Really cool. I love the presentation of them where you got the hauler open in the package. That's just so awesome that they did that. They got the supports flipped down, the hatch up, the platform pulled out, everything just to the fullest extent, which really is rare in this day and age to do that much in the package, because they had to tie those down, put that up to the roof there. Really, really cool. Now, the one thing that kind of deviates from the others is that they put in Stacy, the tall pitty. It does seem that most of them were the wide pitty without the gun. So that's nitroid, octane gain, and bumper save all had the wide pitty included without the gun, which made those pitties exclusive to that set, because the wide pitty was, although released in the pitty and crew chief set, they had the tool gun, so they were different. And that's how it would have been for N2O Cola and Easy Idol as well, who of course got, unfortunately, canned. But yeah, really cool here. Does kind of look like this guy's mouth plate's coming off though, but yeah. So nostalgic seeing this for sure. I never bought this back in the day because I already had everything in this set. Look, they put Claude Scruggs there. Look, it's awesome. Leakless hauler. Leakless number 52 before they started calling the racers by their name. Leakless pitty. They kind of went back and forth a bunch. They called her Stacy, called her Leakless pitty. And they show it all in the back here, which is really cool as well. But yeah, you can see there's the wide pitty for Chick Hicks included. Now, he was not exclusive to that because for whatever reason, they did not ever do him with the gun in the other team set. So there are a lot of inconsistencies for sure. And then obviously for McQueen here, they did My Name's Not Chuck because there weren't any other Rust-eze pitties. And I still don't understand why to this day. Probably because there wasn't a crew chief, so it wouldn't have made sense to do a pitty set like that. But I think they could have found a way around it. They could have put McQueen in there. They could have included another pitty. They could have done, I don't know, man. That is a tough spot to be in. Maybe Doc Hudson if they want to be inaccurate as all get out. But who knows? Anyways, yeah, I'll be right back in seconds. But for me, it'll probably be days. I hope it's not that long, though, because I want more stuff to unbox. Anyways, moving right along here. This is another package, I believe, from the UK. Yes, it is. We have 2 cars in here, I believe. Oh, yeah, baby. So, as you guys know from that one video I did where I break down the major case problem that Mattel had this year, West Philampus is the rarest car of 2024. He will be the rarest single from 2023, that is, because he was only in 2 cases, both of which did not hit Target stores, and the Walmart versions of the cases did not include him. So even though he was in 2 cases, it really doesn't matter. It rendered him an international exclusive. Now, granted, Meijer stores did get in the full case, and I was able to actually find a West Philampus at Meijer the other day. You'll see it in the hunt, or maybe already have, depending on when that gets uploaded. I did find one and the Quadratorcasar, but that was after I had already ordered another West Philampus to keep in the package from the UK on international card here, because the West Philampus that I had in package was on US card, and I knew he was going to become rare. This was a good deal, so I wanted to swoop one up, and now I have 3 West Philampuses in the package. But yeah, kind of funny how that worked out. But man, this guy is just so cool. Really, really love this release, and I said when he was released that he'd probably be my favorite of the year, one of my favorites. And not only is that probably true, but he's also the rarest of the year. And I probably already have done a top 10 breakdown of the best releases of 2023, and I'm sure he is on it at 1 or 2. I haven't recorded that video yet, but I probably will have released it before you see this. Now, the seller did have a Mateo on the international card as well. This case never hit the US at Meijer. So there's no way I was going to be able to get this on the international card. Again, really good deal, so I just decided to tack it on and kind of combine shipping in that sense. I've kind of gotten an infatuation for these international cards, even though they aren't as cool as they used to be. The only thing that's really different is that it's missing the new for 2023 logo on the top right, and on the back, you just have the car you're holding and not a selection of others. So I think it's kind of cool, kind of different. And like I said, you know, Meyer's been getting in a bunch of international cases. They got in cases L, K, and M, all in international. So I've been getting a bunch of them, and Mateo is just not going to be one that they would get unless they go back to case H or whatever. Anyways, here is a package I got from a Facebook friend of mine. Here we have Security Guard Finn McMissile on 2013 card. Such a forlorn release in my opinion. I remember this guy being pretty rare, and so I decided to pick up one to keep in the package. Brings back a lot of memories here. I never got this one because I got him already in the 2-pack from the year prior, but I remember him being a pretty significant release and just one of the coolest Finn McMissile variations they ever did. There are a lot of factory customs of him on eBay from China, so be careful if you're trying to get a real one, but if you don't care, then hey. Man, the card backs used to be so cool. Finn, Security Guard Fig, Crate, Rinse and Wash, Holly, Airport Mater. See, it's kind of weird. These two were released in a 2-pack, but they kind of make them look separate here on the card back. That's kind of interesting. Then you have Grem with Weapon there. You know, it's funny, out of all these, I think the easiest to acquire Airport Adventure releases, Crate, Rinse, and Wash. Maybe Grem with Weapon, but it's kind of weird. The Finn McMissiles have been they've got so rare, no matter what it is. Even regular Finn, they have just gone up in value a ton, even though they used to pegworm a ton. And that brings back a lot of memories. And then here we go, another international card, and it is none other than Japeth, the rarest Rust-eze 10 card they did. And yeah, on an international card. So I had the seller, well, he offered to put in this plastic protector here, which is fantastic because it is such a rare release in the sense that this case, I'm not sure what the leather was in 2016, but it had Max Schnell's Pity and Jay Schuster. The case didn't really hit U.S. stores in a big way, so they all became very rare. It seemed like they sent all the cases to Cars Land because they were abundant in Cars Land, and I was actually there during that time. I didn't get any because I already had them, so ooh, that kind of hurts. But anyways, the fact that I could get one in the package and on international card is just a huge win. Plus, Jay Schuster just got re-released in 2023, so he is a little less rare now, even though it is a variant. But Japeth has yet to be re-released since 2016. He's coming up on his 10th anniversary in a couple years. But yeah, there he is. He looks so cool, even though these international card backs are so ugly with the Cars Daredevil Garage app logo. Like, you really need that much legal jargon just to advertise a bad app? Like, oh my god, that is so disgusting. And even the yellow snipes here on the front were bigger than on the US cards. But another big difference is that they don't put the name on the tag here. It's another picture of the car. So that's kind of what made the international cards back then, up until, you know, like 2022 or whenever they started doing the streamlined blisters. It's what made them more unique. And yeah, there you have that. Really, really cool. Really exciting. Let's put some of this stuff in the background here. Oh my god, let's not knock anything over though. All right, let's see here. Someone sent me a Matchbox box to ship cars in. Look at that. Enjoy the holidays. Happy holidays. Thank you, seller, eBay seller. This was a really good deal I got. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. So many packing peanuts. So many packing peanuts. All right. Oh well. We'll roll with it. They're just packing peanuts. They're harmless. So I know to you guys this might be a little boring, and it is pretty boring, I guess I would agree, but I really struggled to find Muddy Rust-eze Racing Center Lightning McQueen this year. I only found one at Walmart, and it was on horrible card. And I guess the same thing applies to Patoka. I only found one of Patoka, and so I had to order a couple extras of him as well. I think he was in the previous Giga haul. But yes, finally found a good deal for him on eBay. They were like literally $7 each, free shipping, so I couldn't pass it up. Now I have a couple in much better condition. even though it is a re-release and he's been released a ton lately. Oh my god, this one has like some nastiness up here in the top left corner. What is that? But anyways, good stuff. Just kind of filling in some holes from the year that I missed out on, even though, like I said, I know they aren't very exciting. All right, moving on to some of those Christmas gifts I was telling you about. So my parents very, very generously got me a bunch of Guardians of the Galaxy kind of movie prop related items, starting here with a signed version of the script. Now, I'll give you guys a second to guess whose signature that is, because I certainly didn't get it. But it is Zoe Saldana, who plays Gamora. But yeah, this is actually Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I'm surprised that they didn't put that on the top of the script there. It just says Guardians of the Galaxy. But definitely Guardians of the Galaxy 2 based on the dialogue here. It took me a little bit, though. I was like, oh, I'm not quite sure. Oh my god, come on. Let's see here. Nebula flies away. Sad, perhaps regretful. Yep, I do remember that. Father and son. Yeah, this is when Yondu dies. Awesome. I love that because I am a huge Guardians of the Galaxy fan and Marvel fan in general, so that was a big win. And staying on the Guardians of the Galaxy train, they got me this Peter Quill Star-Lord helmet signed by Chris Pratt. This thing's super cool. I need to figure out how to light up the eyes because I know they can do that. And you're supposed to be able to wear it, but I don't know if I could bring myself to wear it with the signature on the side here. I don't want to damage it. But you can kind of tell that that is Chris Pratt. I know it's still not perfect, but I think, you know, I can make a P out there, can kind of make the T's out. That's an I, that's a C. So I can kind of put together that that is Chris Pratt, but Gamora's was definitely impossible. Yeah, that thing's super cool. And then to close it off, I got an arc reactor here, an Iron Man arc reactor signed by Stan Lee. There you can see the signature on the base. And this thing does light up. It's attached to this little stand with some felt there. And you could flip that button and bam, it lights up. So really cool, really intricately made. And yeah, the best part about it is that it was signed by Stan Lee. So I think that's the second thing now I have signed by Stan Lee, as I did have, what was it? The Magneto helmet signed by him that I don't believe I showed you guys ever. Did I ever put that in the Giga haul? I'm not sure I did, but I do have a Magneto helmet signed by Stan Lee as well. There we go. Perfect. So there you guys have it for this segment. I'm pretty sure I'll do another segment. I think we're sitting at around like 36, 38 minutes now. So yeah, we'll probably do a little bit more and then close it off. Thank you. And yeah, see you in a second. And we're back. And guys, I have accumulated some incredible items here. I cannot wait to share them with you. And I know there's already been an intro to this video, but man, I don't think I've been this excited about stuff in a while for a Giga haul. Like some of these items I've been after for years. And the first one being this model kit Heidi. Now you guys probably maybe have seen some of the shorts I've done on my YouTube channel with the Italian Rochelle model kit and the Russian Rochelle model kit. Those are Monica and Tanya respectively. Now they had an image for the German one, Heidi, on the Zvezda website for years and years and years, but it was a stock image and I have never seen one in physical form. I didn't think, honestly, they even existed. Like I thought it was a canceled item until recently a couple popped up on eBay from the UK, surprisingly, not even Germany. So I was able to snag this and I will be probably putting one together here in a short, maybe next year. I feel like I've talked about this in a video before. I don't know why. Man, I don't know why I feel like I've already talked about this, because I talk about the Monica one and how that's coming out in January, or you probably have already seen that short that's already out on my channel, and then this will come out like in another year. It's like every year I do a new model kit of one of these international Rochelles, but I've been after that for forever. Some viewer of the channel helped me retrieve them because the seller on eBay didn't actually ship to the US, so you know who you are. It meant the world to me, so thank you for that. Couple in-store finds here really quick. I did grab this new color changer Mater at Walmart the other day. It is a Vietnam variant of the original brand new Mater, teal to green. It looks slightly different in terms of the shade of green, but this is technically a re-release that they did in 2010, and I think they even reissued it in 2016 as well. I was not able to find the truly new color changer, being Jeff Gorvette, which really was unfortunate, but I'm sure I'll get him soon. Color changers are never hard to find here in the US. They always stock up on them big time. And then this 5-pack, which absolutely no one really cares about. It's just a new combination of 5 Radiator Springs Townies called Radiator Springs Friends. I don't know if this would even be considered a 2024 or 2023 release, but I just picked it up. They're kind of nice background sets for these videos, even though the way I have everything kind of set up now, you can't see them all too well. Here's an eBay score. Another multi-pack that I've always been very intrigued by. It was an international only release, and you guys have seen it in a previous Giga haul, and it was another kind of oddity because that was like a prototype set that had a different card, like the things on the back were different, like it didn't match the die cast, and there was like a piece of the hook that was in the box. I don't know, super weird. Check out that video. This is even cooler than that because if we take a look here at that text, it says historic archive product may not meet all current toy safety standards. Product intended for adult collectors, not for child play. This product is intended for personal employee collections and may not be resold. So I got this from an ex-Mattel employee. He said that he worked in finance, and yeah, as you can see, he only paid $5 for it from the archive sale that they had. I paid a lot more than that, but it's definitely worth it. Not only is it a super rare 3-pack that you won't be able to really get outside of it ain't being special or whatnot, but it is special, right? You know, it's not like I could even go out and get a normal version is what I'm saying. So really cool to add this to the collection. It's kind of like a prototype sample from what I understand. And let's take a look at the back of it here, but it does just show the characters and the many translations of Lightning McQueen with racing wheels. But yeah, Shu Todoroki and Pinion Tanaka, really cool combo when they used to do 3-packs back in the day, and they even did some in 2017. Here's another eBay score that absolutely shook my world. Actually, a viewer of mine sent me this, and I didn't believe that I would actually receive these. But basically, it's a new FC, a new factory custom. And yeah, a viewer sent me a link to this on AliExpress, and I see that the picture does show basically an all blue version of 4-wheel drive without the green that he typically has on his paint job here. And it reminded me of like the Reb Meeker and Cal Weathers body, or the Cars 3 Murray Clutchburn looking off to the side. Those are factory customs that sellers used images of, but you would never receive that actual version of the car. You would get the regular Reb Meeker, or you would get the regular Murray Clutchburn. And so I thought this might be something along the same lines. But no, I was actually able to score 2 of the actual blue Johnny Blamers here. One of the coolest factory customs I've seen them do in a long, long time. And yeah, perfect, right? I mean, they're even in very good condition. Was not expecting this at all. So super excited about that as somebody who's a big factory custom aficionado. Guys, you gotta let me know. I'm going crazy over here. I really thought I talked about Heidi before, but I looked in the Giga Haul segment that I recorded before this, and I couldn't see it in there. Like, it wasn't there. Like, what other video could I have possibly talked about that in? Man, I have no idea. Either way, another eBay score. So you guys always ask me, how do you get prototypes? How do you get canceled cars? Well, you just look on eBay. It's a public selling platform available to all. And if you think you could get scammed, you won't. Honestly, it is more dangerous to sell on eBay than it is to buy because of how well eBay protects its buyers. And I would say that's probably more dangerous, or you can maybe get more scammed on AliExpress. But even then, like, you just gotta be smart with it and take advantage of the resources that the platforms give you. But this is a Marty Breakburst prototype, but it's not just any prototype, because let's remember, these are all Thailand prototypes. When they are the dark blue, they have the beige base, they have something taped and stickered on, whether it be to the base or to the body of the prototype. That means it is a made in Thailand prototype, even if it doesn't say it on the base. What's the catch? Well, Marty Breakburst has not been made from Thailand, so this is actually for his 2019 canceled release. And a lot of you guys always think back to 2019 as when they canceled the tractors, tank coat, combustor, no stall when they canceled Jackson Storm Cruz Ramirez, or they canceled the Taco Man or Fiber Fuel Chiefs. Well, they actually canceled a lot of re-releases as well, which it would have been their first times being released from Thailand, including JW, Marty Breakburst here, I think Coriander Wide Track, the sushi chefs, Dashimi and Edamame, Edamame and Daisu Sashimi. They canceled so many cars from that era, and this is one of them. So maybe they'll do her or him eventually from Thailand, but yeah, this is really cool. What a great prototype to add to the collection. As you guys know, I absolutely adore prototypes, even more than I adore factory customs, which is a great segue to this next item here. Another prototype. You didn't already guess it. And it is of one of the NextGen semi-cabs. Super cool. I do believe that this is Gail Boffert, the Jackson Storm hauler, just based on the grill. Gail has a unique grill, and it's actually kind of cool. A bunch of the haulers do have unique grills. Like I think Paul Conrev's hauler, who they call Low Gear Smythe, I guess now, is the same as John Halstead's, but the Cruz Ramirez hauler that they canceled would have had a different grill from that and Gail. So I have a prototype of hers, but now here's a prototype of Gail that is super cool. Very excited to have. You can see the holes where they attach the hauler to the cardboard box. I just love the different colored tires. You have like a turquoise up here, a green base, orange tires in the back, green plastic hat, and then just pure metal die cast here. Beat up, but you guys know I always think that provides more character. It makes it look a little bit more lived in. Like if I see a pristine looking prototype, I get skeptical. Like that is sus to me. When a prototype has no chips and is completely perfect looking, that's when I think it might be fake. So it's just one of the many factors that contributes to your decision going into, you know, oh, is this real or is this fake? You know, should I buy it or should I not? And speaking of prototypes, yeah, we're going to keep it rolling. In fact, this is probably the best item here, right here, of the Giga Haul and maybe of many of the Giga Hauls over the last few. But before we get to that, why don't we do another semi-cab prototype? Why not? Now, this one is going to be of John Halstead or Low Gear Smythe because the grill is identical and it's a little bit more narrowly shaped up front. It's actually really cool. A lot of people think that the NextGen haulers are all the same, but actually, yeah, Gail is quite different from the rest of them, which is really cool because it's not like for Cars 1. The semi-cabs were any different from each other. The Kings was exactly the same as Chicks, and Chicks was exactly the same as Leakless, etc. So yeah, just a little bit different coloring here. You have a light green hat, a darker green metal base. You have a kind of burgundy, light burgundy, salmon-colored plastic base here, and the bright orange tires, which is awesome. Really, really cool, guys. I love that it has two codes there. That's kind of interesting. Do bases ever show that? Like, is that how it looks on Low Gear Smythe or John Halstead? It has two product codes like that? I don't know. That looks a little strange to me, but really cool. One of my absolute new favorites to the collection that will soon be usurped by this one here, which automatically jumps to being one of my all-time favorite prototypes in my collection, and it is none other than Bessie. I mean, I think this speaks pretty much for itself in explaining why it's so cool and so novel. I mean, Bessie is one of the most iconic characters in all of the Cars franchise, even though she really isn't a character. It's just a machine, but because of what it means to the movie and how they released her and how she was super rare in 2010 when they first did her, and now even the 2016 re-release of her is very, very rare. It just means a lot more. So I'm not sure. I do think this is probably for the 2016 release, but I am not 100% sure, you know? It could have been for a canceled version of her. I'll definitely try and look into it some more, but look at the myriad of colors that this prototype features, and you guys know me. The more colors a prototype has, the better it is. Like, Marty Breakburst is cool and all, but it's just the common dark blue and the red for the plastic piece. Like, all Thailand prototypes are kind of like that. Here you got the red pipes. You got the yellow kind of orangish base. You got the purple canisters with light beige lids, which usually could flip up. I'm not going to try and break this. I mean, just soak it in, guys. One of the best prototypes I have ever came into contact with, along with my Race Damage Mood Springs one, my Stanley prototype, my Ronda prototype. But I don't know, this might surmount all of those just because of how cool all the colors are on it. Like, it just aesthetically looks amazing. It's eye candy for prototype Disney cars. Like, that's what it is. Really cool. So excited to have that in the collection. But that is not all we have for today. Let's keep on keeping on, right? I have a bunch more boxes, but I won't be able to fit them on the table. So I'm just going to take out the pieces. This is a custom from Jim Scavenger. And it's actually very fitting for the video because we've already had a couple NextGen haulers. And why not add another one? This time, though, it's a custom Apple NextGen hauler. It's about time somebody did this, right? Mattel gave us the pieces for it. They gave us the NextGen haulers. All you needed to do was make one for Apple, and Jim Scavenger did exactly that. And it looks absolutely incredible. Super clean, exactly what you would expect an Apple NextGen hauler to be. Very clean, elegant, and just Apple-esque, right? I mean, that's how the company presents itself. You got the Apple logo on the cap there. You got 84 on each side with a little sliver of the circuitry that JP Drive the Racer sports. Got nice silver wheels right there. This is the same model as Logier Smythe and John Halstead. You have the Apple logos on the quote-unquote mud flaps, even though they're part of the base or the body now. It's part of the metal body fenders that cover the tires there, but that's where the logos always used to go on the mud flaps. And they still kind of do look like mud flaps the way that the metal's indented and whatnot. And then here's the trailer, which is obviously pretty simple, but it's exactly what you would expect. You got the Apple logo chilling in the center there. Gotta give him props for dealing with this ridge that goes right down the middle, which makes doing these decals extremely difficult. Like, you think, oh, easy peasy, right? Nope. Gotta be very difficult for any customizer to deal with this ridge that goes down the middle of these haulers. But yeah, just absolutely gorgeous. He did a silver back door here, which I thought was really cool. I'm not sure if he did anything on the inside. Yeah, I don't think so, but I wouldn't be opening it anyways. This is going to go on display for sure, and I will review it, guys, don't worry. But now I have a complete Apple NextGen team. I have, of course, JP Drive, obviously, and I have the Pity and Crew Chief. So, complete from Jim Scavenger. Took care of business there. All right, moving on. Here are a couple items that I actually bought from Sensei Luminous when I bought all those custom Cars 3 damaged racers from her. But because I just did that video and I opened up the box just then, I didn't open the other stuff that she sent me, which, of course, are some retro vintage 2008 singles that I didn't have before. We have Cruisin' Lightning McQueen on the left there, as if I needed to tell you that. And Axle Accelerator, who is such a forlorn character at this point. Excuse me, even though he is so cool. One of my favorite characters. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact he got a color changer. I mean, what a Chad. Like, you have to really be confident. If you're a random background character police car with barely any screen time and you get yourself a color changer, like, that takes some mustard, some gusto, right? I mean, nowadays, I guess you could say Dad's jamming, you know, Gerson Marshall and those guys, and Revo Koss are getting color changers, but I just feel like Axle Accelerator back in the day really had some wood to chop to get himself up to that level. So yeah, gonna be cool to add these to the package collection. Hopefully one day I'll have every single from every year carded. But yeah, I'm still a long ways away from that. I have everything from like the last 5 years or so. But obviously, up until like 2016, I didn't really collect carded. So I guess actually 2016 was 8 years ago. So I have a little bit more than I give myself credit for. But yeah, a couple others. Jeff Gorvette from 2011 here. Such a cool, nostalgic-inducing character now that really, wasn't all that beloved back in the day. I mean, it was just one of the more common releases. Multi-packs, launcher, single, okay, we get it. Let's get some of the cooler Cars 2 characters. But now looking back, Jeff Gorvette is so iconic, you know, based on real life Jeff Gordon. It's kind of like the Cars 2 version of the King. And yeah, honestly, one of the rare 2023 releases was Jeff Gorvette. So it's kind of crazy. I hated these card backs though, where they just put the checklist, doesn't show any pictures, doesn't really show anything. Honestly, really poor effort from Mattel back then, but I guess I got the job done. And then a regular Snot Rod here from 2009. Really cool here. Everyone kind of thinks of the Chase Impound releases of the tuners from 2009. The Impound Snot Rod, Impound DJ Wingo, etc. But they also did a bunch of them just regular as well. So I wanted to snag this. Really cool. Another very nostalgic release. And I didn't really care for the card backs here either. They were always super weird. You get like a random character's image on the back and talking about, hey, did you know, meet my friend? And they are always trying to promote the World of Cars online, which is super cool. I'm glad that they did that, but it was also a weird year for card backs for sure. All right, I think this will conclude the Giga haul. I have one more box, guys, so don't tune out just yet. This is actually one of the best items, probably one of the most unique items or series of items I've gotten in a long time, just because no one really knows about them. And there are 5 in this set, so I'll let you guys start thinking about it. Let the gears start turning. I only have 3 of them now, but I will be getting the rest at some point, and you will see them maybe in the next Giga haul. But they are the larger plastic neon racers, pullbacks. I mean, there's a whole lot going on. They're bigger, they're plastic, they're pullback, and lights and sounds there, which is super neat. I'm glad that it still works a little bit. I guess it's not really sounds, but it's lights. And yeah, Raul actually has a pretty cool expression here. He looks very determined. And yeah, you could tell that it is definitely a little bit bigger, and it is definitely plastic, although I guess you wouldn't know that immediately. I will do a slight little comparison here because I honestly thought these were going to be smaller than they ended up being. But yeah, as you can see here, in comparison to Darren Leadfoot, Piston Cup Racer, Raul is like twice his size. I mean, he is huge. Like, I've never seen a Raul this big in my life before because I don't usually get the bigger plastic stuff. But these were only released internationally, never in the US, and so I had to get these 3 that you're going to see from Germany. The other ones came from China that you will see probably in the next Giga haul. But yeah, really cool set that they did these. And yeah, it really is unfortunate that they did not put them out in the US, right? I mean, I feel like they would sell pretty well. They're in such unique packages as well. You don't really see anything in these kind of boxes, but they're also hooked, right? So good stuff there. Let's go through the rest of them. I'll let you guys guess which other Neon Racer characters I have. Can you guys tell who it is? Can you guys tell who it is? Usually I undo all this tape beforehand, but it kind of caught me off guard. Of course, it's Lightning McQueen, obviously. Has to be. Looks a little bit different from the diecast. I'll probably do a video specifically on these at some point once I get them all. But yeah, it looks a little bit more red. And yeah, has a focus on just the decals. So actually, this is kind of interesting. I think the Neon McQueen that they did as a diecast is like the World Grand Prix version neonified. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is not World Grand Prix McQueen. This is the Radiator Springs team Lightning McQueen, where his contingency sponsors are Dynaco, Piston Cup, but also all the businesses in Radiator Springs. Cozy Cone, Tomater, Flows, Rust-eze is still there, Luigi's, Casa del Tires, etc. And yeah, he's got Radiator Springs on his wing there instead of World Grand Prix. So a really cool paint job for McQueen that I don't think was used on the diecast version of Neon Flash McQueen. Really cool stock images for all these as well. Just always interesting to see the characters that we know in a different light, or like see a different image of something that we've seen for years. You know, it's like, all right, I know what Neon McQueen and Neon Raul look like, but now there's like a new little touch on them, even though these are 10 years old. Of course, the neon line did debut in 2014 and is now 2024. Of course, since it was a German seller, you had to have Max Schnell. What kind of German seller would you be without Max Schnell? Really cool. Although I'd say this one probably is my least favorite of the 3 that we've unboxed so far. It just doesn't look that much different. Let's see where his lights are. Up in the front. I'll pull out McQueen here in a second to show you guys that one again. Max Schnell, Sebastian Schnell. That stock image is pretty cool. I love the way that his decals are glowing. All right, let's take a look at McQueen again here real quick since I forgot to press his button. And yep, just in the front. So yeah, you could hold it down and they will light up. But if you just tap it, they will quickly blink. But yeah, guys, that is all I have for Gig Haul Part 24, I believe this is, right? I mean, the numbers are just blurring to me at this point. Really fun stuff in this haul, man. I have to say, this is one of my favorites in a long time. I mean, we got this Bessie prototype. We got these cool new Johnny Blamer factory customs. Don't care at all about that 5-pack. You're just here because, I guess, you know, it's like your dad paid your way for you. That's the only reason you're here. All right, guys, thanks as always. I don't have anything else to say. What the hell? I will let you guys go. See you soon for Giga Haul Part 25, probably next month sometime. Bye now.